What's going on, everyone? In this video, we will be trying to figure out if Fall Guys goes big or goes home. Fall Guys is a brilliantly made game. Looks really good. It looks like some Mario Party type mini games that are in it. It kind of takes away from some of the other battle royales, where a lot of the battle royales are shooting, where this one is more just little games. You can kind of sit back, relax, play with your friends, have a good time, have a good laugh. You basically get dropped into a 60 player kind of arena where, again, you're playing mini games. You're trying to go through obstacle courses. You're trying to guess through all those different types of stuff. Now, one thing that Fall Guys is not is a game that you could come home and sweat to. Alright, if you're looking to grind and sweat the game, this is the wrong game for you. I can promise you that. Really go and play Mario Party and then come back and tell me if you think that you can grind and sweat Mario Party. I don't really think so. It's more of a game just to have fun to. And that's essentially what Fall Guys is. It's just a game to come home and just have fun with. Not to really grind or do anything. It's almost more fun just griefing people and you taking the chance on losing than it is to actually try to sweat and win every single game. So the mechanics, they're very simple. You run, jump, dive, and then grab. They're so easy. My fiance, who doesn't even know what video games are, can play this very easily and win games. Unlike my brother, who apparently plays a lot of video games and can't win a single game. I don't know what's going on with him. He's like Tim the Tap Man or something. So the grab mechanic, it's not that useful in this game. Obviously, the running, you gotta run, jumping, you gotta jump, diving. Diving comes in handy a lot in this game. You're gonna find yourself diving a ton. But grabbing, not so much. You can push without even pressing the grab button, which you gotta do on certain courses, whether you're pushing a ball, you're playing the soccer game, you're pushing the little spin pieces. You can do that all without grabbing. Grabbing really is only useful if you're trying to grief other players, which can be fun in itself, but I'd like to see the grabbing mechanic become more useful. You do it when you're playing games that have to do with tails, which I don't really like anyway. But other than that, the grabbing mechanic is completely useless in this game. I like to see it implemented more with more games coming out. Alright, so let's talk about the game modes. Most of the game modes are extremely fun and entertaining, and they're extremely fun to play with other people too. I say most of them, not all of them, because there are a few that just aren't that much fun to play. One of them being the fruit one, where you basically get set up with everyone on these tiles, and they show you which fruit are supposed to be on which tiles, and they throw it up, and then you got to go over to that tile. It's a memorization game. It's not that much fun. If you have a ton of players in your lobby, it becomes then very easy because you just follow the crowd. You don't even have to pay attention, and that's usually what I do during this particular game. I don't really pay attention to it. I mean, the timer could be going down, and I'll be watching something on YouTube, and it gets down, and I just follow where everyone goes. People that honestly don't pass this are either super unlucky or just really, really aren't paying attention at all. It's too easy. Another one is the one where you have a ton of tiles, orange tiles, and you're trying to get from one side to the other, and some of the tiles drop you through into the slime, and then you gotta start all over, and some of them glow, and they're actually ones that you could stand on. This one is another one that's not that much fun because it's all based on luck, and then essentially what happens is that everyone tries to get onto these couple tiles, and then it's just a game of chicken on who's gonna actually try to find the way to the end. If it gets towards the end, occasionally you get bumped off, and that's really frustrating. But occasionally you're trying to take a chance because this game isn't going anywhere, and then you get put back to the beginning, and then someone figures out the way, and then you just get screwed. So it basically, even though you got to be smart and not push up all the way, I get the concept, it doesn't reward you for taking a chance, and it doesn't reward you for actually kind of trying to get to the end, and more rewards you for coming in second, third, fourth, fifth place and not being that first person. Now, in my opinion, all of the really, really fun games that you want to play over and over again are the obstacle courses. These obstacle courses are actually very well built, and they are pretty challenging. Now, you can get better at them over time. When you first see them, oh man, it looks, to be quite honest, it almost looks like it never ends. But once you play them more and more, you kind of figure out little tips and tricks to kind of get past certain sections of the obstacle course, and will most likely land you in the top 10 every single time you play the obstacle course if you play it right. These ones are just a ton of fun because they aren't completely random and they do rely more on skill, which personally I like more than the ones where you kind of, like the one with the barricades, where you're basically just taking a chance and running through walls and hoping that that wall breaks and allows you to go through. It's all random. It doesn't take a whole lot to be able to pass that one because you just follow people. It doesn't reward you for being first place. It rewards you for coming in like 10th place, where you're behind everyone, you let everyone else do the work, you don't really do anything, you just follow the crowd. The obstacle courses are essentially the opposite of that, where if you are skilled at that obstacle course, it rewards you because then you're able to qualify every time compared to someone who's not skilled at the course. They will fail 99% of the time. Now the team games are kind of in the middle for me. They are a ton of fun when you have a good team. They're very, very frustrating when you have a team that has no idea what they're doing. These games include the soccer one that kind of reminds you of Rocket League. One where you got to push a ball initially and then you're trying to get down this ramp, and initially when you're pushing the ball, you're trying to get it around these kind of obstacles, and you're doing it more as a team. And then when you get to the ramp part, everyone is in kind of a mosh pit, and a very good strategy is to have some of your players trying to push it down the chute and have some of your players trying to stop the other teams from moving their balls down to the finish line. Again, these could be very fun if you have the right team. If you have the wrong team, it could be, again, very frustrating, and you'll find yourself yelling at your monitor, wondering why some of these players just don't understand what's going on. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. These games are very simple games that are fun games, and some people just have no idea what they're doing. Alright, now Fall Guys does have a few stutters. Now this really only happens when you're trying to find a match. I've seen it kick me a few times just trying to find a match. Usually when you get into a match, it's all gravy, no problems. It's just when you're trying to find a match, sometimes it'll hitch and you'll be almost in a match and then it kicks you for whatever reason. But obviously that's not that big of a deal. A bigger deal would be if it actually does that in a game. But again, that's the one little hiccup, which obviously shows you how good of a game this is. Once you get into the games, I haven't had any problems actually playing them. They all seem fair. It's not like I randomly get hit by something that you don't see and get kicked off the whole map. That doesn't happen. All the games run very smoothly. It's just a little hiccup when you're trying to connect to other players, but that's really it. Ultimately, Fall Guys is an extremely fun game. I have a great time playing it every time I'm playing with it. I have a good laugh. It's very entertaining. But this game will never compete with the other Battle Royales such as Fortnite, Apex Legends, or Warzone. It could compete with Hyperscape, to be quite honest with you. But those other games will never compete with them as far as people grinding the game and trying to get better at the game. This game really is just for fun. There's really not too much you can say about it. It's an extremely fun game, but that's really it. It's not a game where you grind for hours on hours on hours like a Fortnite or Apex or Warzone. It's just, you don't need to. They're all like little mini games. And to be quite frank, you don't want to grind these games like those. You're gonna ruin the game for yourself. You play the same maps over and over and over and over again. Of course, like, they're randomized, so you don't play the same maps every single time. But you do end up playing the same ones over and over and over again, and you figure out which ones you like and which ones you don't. You just ruin the game for yourself. It's not meant to be that serious game. It's meant to be a game that you could come home to and play with people or play by yourself and just unwind for the day. That's really all this game is meant for. And it does very well at that. Now, let me tell you whether this game goes hard or goes home. Obviously, this game goes hard. Alright, it goes very hard. Excuse my language. I'm giving this game an 85%. It is an extremely good game. It's very, very fun. It's a game that you could play with your whole family. The one thing I am a little bit suspect, and why it doesn't get a 90 or 95 or even 100, is that they are mini games. So if you grind the game, you're playing the same games over and over again. There's not a whole lot of skill that goes into these. These games are meant to be played by everyone, and not meant to exclude anyone. It's just they're games that were, for the most part, anyone can win, and you could just have a fun time just sitting back on your couch playing these types of games. And along those lines, I'm not sure how popular this game will remain over time. If they do include new maps, which I'm sure they're working on, then I'm sure this game will continue to be a very, very highly played game and continue to be very fun. But if they don't, this game will get very stale very quickly. That's why I give it the 85% though. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe with notifications on. Obviously, Fall Guys is a really great game. Hope you guys enjoyed as well, and hope you all have a great day.